Humans were dismissed as myths. A peaceful mission turned deadly when ships opened fire. The human ship Star Voyager glided silently through the blackness of space. Stars stretched endlessly in every direction, distant and cold, like tiny sparks against the void. Inside, the crew moved with purpose, their voices calm but alert. They had traveled far, beyond known human colonies, beyond trade routes, into the realm of myth. This was their first contact mission with a civilization that had never seen humans. The crew did not know what to expect. Captain Ethan Miller stood on the bridge, his hands resting lightly on the console. He was a man in his early 40s, with short brown hair and eyes that never stopped observing. His voice was steady as he spoke to the crew. Status report. Lily Harper, the communications officer, tapped at her console. She was young, in her late 20s, with a sharp mind and a quick sense of humor that often kept the crew relaxed. All systems are functioning, Captain. Shields at full strength. Propulsion is steady. We are entering Xylar space. Sensors show one large station ahead. No hostiles detected yet. Ethan nodded. Good. Keep scanning. Let me know the moment anything unusual appears. Connor Brooks, the navigator, leaned forward, squinting at the holographic star map projected in front of him. He was tall and wiry, with dark hair that fell into his eyes. Captain, the station is massive. I've never seen anything like it. It doesn't match any of the Xylar charts we have from the old archives. Either this is a new station or it has been hidden for decades. Maya Thompson, the engineer, was checking the status of the engines and the shield generators. She had a steady, quiet presence, the kind that made people trust her during emergencies. Engines are stable. If they attack, we can maneuver fast enough to avoid most weapons. But we should stay cautious. The crew knew the risks. Humans were considered a myth in this part of the galaxy. Ancient Xylar texts mentioned creatures from a distant planet called Earth, described as aggressive hunters with strange abilities. The stories were old, half-forgotten tales told to Xylar children. No one alive had seen a human. Ethan took a deep breath. We are here to make contact, not to fight. Remember that. We approach peacefully. Our message is simple. We come in friendship, and we seek dialogue. The Star Voyager drifted closer to the station. Its design was unlike anything humans had built or studied. It was vast, with silver spires stretching outward like the branches of a giant tree. Lights pulsed across its surface in patterns that were both beautiful and alien. Lily adjusted the communications array and prepared a transmission. Her fingers moved quickly. Hailing the station now. Message is standard diplomatic protocol. We identify ourselves, state our peaceful intent, request permission to dock or communicate. The crew watched the view screens, waiting. Time seemed to stretch. The station remained still, no signs of movement. The humans had studied Xylar signals for years, but there was no way to predict what the aliens would do. Connor leaned back in his chair. Captain, I hope they even respond. They may just think we are another myth, another story from the old archives. Or worse, they might react with hostility. Ethan glanced at him. That's why we stay ready. We have defenses, but we only use them if we must. Our goal is communication. The message was sent. A clear, simple signal that identified the humans and explained their peaceful intent. Seconds passed, then minutes. Still no response. Maya frowned. No reply. That's strange. Their technology should detect us immediately. Either they are ignoring us, or they don't believe we exist. They might be confused. Remember, humans are myths in their culture. They might think this is some kind of trick or a simulation. They could be scanning us now, trying to figure out what we are. Connor pointed to the main screen. Captain, I'm picking up movement. Small ships, they are approaching us, not in attack formation, more like curiosity. Ethan's jaw tightened. Good. Keep scanning. Let's see what they want. Remember, we do not provoke. Stay calm. The small Xylar ships glided toward the Star Voyager, their silver hulls reflecting distant starlight. They moved with precision, perfectly synchronized. The humans watched silently. The bridge was tense, but calm. Then one of the ships stopped at a distance and sent out a signal. Lily leaned forward. Captain, it's a communication, but it's strange. They are sending visuals, not words. Symbols and images, moving patterns. I can't translate fully yet. Ethan studied the display. Keep trying. Maybe it is a greeting. Maybe it is a warning. Either way, we respond with peace. Do not provoke. Connor frowned. Captain, they are recording us. Scanning, analyzing. Maya added, their sensors are incredible. I've never seen anything like this. They are fast, precise, and careful. They might be nervous, or they might be testing us. Hours passed in silence, with the human crew waiting and observing. The station remained still in orbit, vast and unblinking. The small ships circled, and every time the humans tried to interpret their actions, the Xylar seemed one step ahead. Finally, a message reached the human consoles. Lily's voice was cautious. Captain, I think they are sending a message in response, but it's confusing. They keep calling humans legendary hunters, beings of myth. They do not believe we exist. They think this is a story or a simulation. Ethan rubbed his chin. They underestimate us. That could be dangerous. If they see myths and fear, they may react before understanding. Keep scanning. Prepare for any outcome. Connor pointed to a nearby asteroid cluster. Captain, there's a gravitational field nearby. If things go wrong, we can use it for cover. It will help us maneuver if we need to escape. Ethan nodded. Good. Keep that in mind. Everyone, stay ready. Remember, our goal is diplomacy first, defense second. The crew continued their approach, carefully moving closer to the station. Then, without warning, the calm broke. A sharp alarm rang across the bridge. Shields at 80%, Maya shouted. Energy spike detected. They are firing! Bright blasts of plasma shot past the Star Voyager, narrowly missing the hull. The crew was thrown into a tense flurry of action. Ethan gripped his chair. Evasive maneuvers. Shields up! Everyone stay calm. Lily tried to respond to the attack. Captain, they are attacking. They aren't listening. I'm sending another message. Please respond. We come in peace. But the Xylar did not listen. The small ships were no longer curious. Their movement was precise, deadly, and coordinated. The humans realized that the myths had not been exaggeration. Xylar fear humans, and that fear was driving them to attack without reason. Maya worked quickly, rerouting energy to reinforce the shields. Hull integrity holding. For now, we can't take much more. Connor maneuvered the ship with skill, weaving through the alien formation. Captain, we can't outrun them forever. We need a plan. Ethan's mind raced. Plan? Our plan is survival and communication. Defense first, diplomacy still. Lily, try one more time. Make it clear we are not a threat. Lily's fingers flew across the console, sending a powerful broadcast signal. Images, sounds, even live visuals of the humans were transmitted. See us. We are humans. We are peaceful. Do not attack. Outside, the Xylar ships paused, scanning the message, their movements uncertain. The humans watched as fear and disbelief crossed alien faces, so it seemed, from a distance through their sensors. For a moment, silence returned. The crew exhaled, their muscles relaxing slightly, but Ethan knew this calm was fragile. The myths had driven these aliens to violence, and no one knew how long it would last. He looked at his crew. This is only the beginning. They think humans are stories. We will show them. We are real. We will survive, and we will prove our intent is peace. But we must stay ready. They are strong, and fear makes them unpredictable. Maya nodded, adjusting the ship's energy levels. Shields at full again. Engines ready. Weapons standby if we are forced to use them. Connor leaned back, eyes on the distant station. Captain, this is bigger than anything we imagined. Myths, legends, and now reality. They don't know what to expect, and neither do we. Ethan's voice was calm but firm. Exactly. We are human. We adapt, we survive, we face the unknown. That is who we are. This is our mission. Stay sharp, stay alive, and above all, stay human. The Star Voyager floated in the endless dark, a small vessel full of humans surrounded by a galaxy that doubted their very existence. The Xylar station loomed ahead, silent but alive with tension, ready to judge, ready to test, ready to strike. And for the first time in recorded history, humans were no longer myths. They were real. And the galaxy would soon learn it in the most dangerous way possible. The Star Voyager rocked violently as another blast hit its shields. Red warning lights flashed across the bridge. The air was tense, the quiet hum of machinery now mixed with alarms and the hiss of venting systems. Humans had never faced the Xylar in real combat, and their myths had painted them as fearless hunters. Now, reality was far more dangerous. "Shields are holding, but only barely!" Maya Thompson shouted, fingers flying across the console. Sparks danced from a damaged panel. "If they hit us again like that, we'll lose critical systems." Captain Ethan Miller gritted his teeth. "Evasive maneuvers. Full-powered engines. Keep calm and follow your positions." Connor Brooks adjusted the ship's thrusters, weaving through the alien formation. Each movement was precise, but the Xylar ships anticipated many of their moves. "They're fast, Captain. Too fast. If we keep this up much longer, we'll run out of options." Lily Harper's eyes were glued to the communications panel. She tried one more time to hail the Xylar. "We are peaceful. Do not fire. We are humans. We seek no war. Please, stop." Her voice cracked slightly as the transmission repeated automatically across all channels. Still, the Xylar ships did not respond. Instead, a new wave of plasma fire streaked toward the Star Voyager, blasting past and sending shudders through the hull. "Captain, damage in the starboard corridor." "Life support is fluctuating," Maya yelled. She worked quickly to reroute energy and seal compartments to prevent further losses. Sparks flew across the floor. Ethan's hands gripped the railing as he tried to stay calm. "Connor, take us toward the asteroid cluster. We'll use it for cover." "Lily, keep trying to reach them. Maya, focus on keeping the ship alive. Daniel, prepare tactical systems in case we are forced to defend ourselves." Daniel Grant, the tactical officer, nodded without speaking. He moved to the weapons console, running simulations and calculating trajectories. He was quiet precise, and thoughtful. A man who could act instantly when needed. The Star Voyager slid into the dense asteroid belt. Massive rocks floated in silent paths, each one a potential shield or hazard. The humans ducked and weaved between the moving boulders, firing defensive pulses to distract the Xylar ships. They're aggressive, but they aren't willing to chase us into the asteroid field, Connor observed. They're careful, maybe too careful. We can use that. Maya grinned. I like careful. It makes my job easier. I can reinforce the shields and divert energy without worrying about sudden attacks. Outside, the Xylar ships hesitated. They were advanced, yes, but the asteroid field made their movement more difficult. Plasma blast ricocheted off rocks, and their sensors struggled to track the Star Voyager. Inside, the humans worked like a well-oiled machine. Each crew member knew their role. Each move was synchronized. They were small, fragile in the vastness of space, but their brains and teamwork were powerful weapons. Ethan studied the view screen, watching the Xylar ships flinch at the asteroid field. They fear damage. They do not know us. That gives us an advantage. Daniel, can we turn their fear against them? Daniel nodded, tapping the console. Yes, Captain. I can create decoy signals, make them think we are in multiple places at once. If we do it right, they'll hesitate. It might buy us time. Do it, Ethan said. Within minutes, the Star Voyager projected dozens of holographic images, copies of the ship moving in all directions. The Xylar fleet paused, trying to track which ship was real. Plasma fires scattered, some shots hitting nothing, some grazing the asteroids and exploding in harmless flashes of light. Captain, it's working, Connor said, relief in his voice. They're confused. Their attack is slowing down. Maya laughed, her hands flying over the console. See? They're not invincible. Just scared, just like us when we first got here. But the moment of relief was short-lived. A new signal reached the human consoles, different from before. Lily's voice was tense. Captain, they're sending a response. I can't read all of it, but it's threats. They call us dangerous hunters and beings of chaos. They claim that myths say humans cannot be reasoned with. Ethan's eyes narrowed. They don't understand us. They fear what they think we are, not who we really are. That's the danger. Connor glanced at him. So what do we do? Fight? Escape? Or try to show them we're not what they think? Ethan took a deep breath. We do what humans do best. We adapt. We survive. And, if possible, we communicate. Lily, keep trying. Daniel, keep our options ready. Maya, make sure the ship can take another hit. Connor, let us where we can use the environment to our advantage. Maya's console beeped. Captain, hull breach detected in 2 sections. Oxygen levels dropping. We need repairs now or people will get hurt. Ethan nodded sharply. Go, Maya. Patch it now. Don't let them see us panic. Show them humans survive under pressure. As the humans worked, the Xylar launched another wave of attacks. This time, their shots were faster, more precise. The bridge shook violently. Crew members were thrown off balance but grabbed rails and consoles to stay steady. Captain, engines hit again, Connor yelled. We're losing speed. We can't dodge like before. Ethan's mind raced. Daniel, target the lead ship. If we can disable it, the others might retreat. We won't destroy them. We're not here to kill. Just stop the attack. Daniel worked quickly, his fingers moving over the console. He fired a calculated pulse, hitting the lead Xylar ship's engine. It spun out of control, drifting toward a large asteroid. The other ships froze, scanning and reacting to the sudden chaos. Connor smiled. "That's our chance. We can push through and escape the main attack zone. Full speed ahead. Stay in formation. Don't let them catch us off guard." The Star Voyager moved with power and precision, weaving through the asteroid field. Each crew member acted instinctively. Lily kept sending messages showing live images of the humans and their peaceful intent. Maya patched the hull in critical sections while monitoring shields. Daniel tracked every Xylar move and countered with calculated pulses. Connor navigated through the maze of asteroids, avoiding collision at all costs. Despite their best efforts, the humans knew they could not hold off a fleet forever. But every step, every maneuver, bought them time. The Xylar were powerful, yes, but they underestimated humans' ability to think and adapt. Hours passed like this. The humans were tired, but their spirit did not waver. Ethan watched the view screens, noticing the Xylar hesitation. They don't know what to expect. That is our advantage. We survive because we are unpredictable, and we survive because we work together. Captain, I think they're starting to understand. They see we can think, act, survive. Maybe the myths are changing for them. Ethan nodded. It's too soon to celebrate. But yes, maybe they are starting to see humans for what we really are, not just stories. The battle slowed. The Xylar ships pulled back slightly, their attacks less coordinated. The humans were battered, but alive. The Star Voyager drifted in the middle of the asteroid field, smoke rising from minor damage and sparks from hull plating. Maya sighed, wiping her brow. We survived. But we can't keep this up much longer. We need a plan for the next attack. They'll come again. Ethan looked at the stars beyond the asteroid field. They will, but we are still here. We are still human. They attacked first. That will matter when we make our next move. Connor leaned back in his chair, exhausted. I never thought being a myth would be this dangerous. I just thought it was stories. Ethan smiled faintly. Stories can be deadly when people fear them, but we are real, and we will show them who we are. The crew worked silently for a while, repairing minor damages, rerouting power, and preparing for the next encounter. They were tired, yes, but determined. Humans had survived worse, and they were not about to give up now. Lily finally spoke, her voice soft but firm. Captain, we can send one more message. Clear and strong. Show them humans are real. Show them we are alive, and show them we mean peace. It might help them think twice before firing again. Ethan nodded. Do it, Lily. Make it clear. Let them know myths are wrong. Let them know we are humans, and we are here to survive, and to make peace, if they are willing. The message went out, streaming across the void toward the Xylar station. Images of humans working together, saving each other, and surviving the attack filled the alien screens. For the first time, the Xylar saw humans not as hunters of legend, but as real, intelligent beings capable of bravery, teamwork, and adaptation. Outside, the Star Voyager floated battered but unbroken. The stars shone cold and distant, but inside, humans had survived an impossible test. They had faced the myths and lived. And though the battle was far from over, one truth was already clear. Humans were no longer just stories. They were real. Dangerous in ways the Xylar could not yet understand, but very, very real. The Star Voyager drifted in the shadow of the asteroid field, battered but alive, Outside, the Xylar ships had paused, hesitant. They were advanced, yes, but the humans had survived a full assault with minimal casualties. Their shields were intact, their crew determined, and most importantly, they were unpredictable. Captain Ethan Miller stood on the bridge watching the Xylar ships through the main view screen. His face was calm, but his mind raced. They've stopped firing for now. That gives us a chance to act. Daniel Grant, the tactical officer, leaned over the console. Captain, they're scanning us. But I noticed something. Hesitation. They aren't coordinating like before. Fear or confusion, maybe both. If we push carefully, we can turn this to our advantage. Ethan nodded. Good. Prepare a counterstrike, but remember, we do not want unnecessary casualties. We show them humans are strong, but we also show them we are not monsters. Connor Brooks adjusted the ship's thrusters, eyes scanning the asteroid field. Captain, the terrain is perfect for ambushes. We can use the rocks for cover and surprise. They won't expect our moves here. Maya Thompson, ever practical, checked the shields and weapons. Shields at 95%. Hull integrity stable. Tactical systems online. We can take another hit if needed, but we don't want to test it. Lily Harper, communications officer, looked uneasy. Captain, they're still sending signals. They keep calling humans legendary hunters. They don't seem to understand who we really are. Ethan's jaw tightened. They will understand soon. Humans survive because we adapt, because we think fast, because we work together. That's what they are about to see. Daniel activated the counter-strike sequence. Small pulse weapons fired silently, invisible to the naked eye, designed to disable the Xylar ship's engines without destroying them. The first pulse hit a lead ship. It shuddered violently, then drifted toward an asteroid, unable to maneuver. Connor's eyes widened. It worked. The lead ship is out of control. The others, they're hesitating. Maya smiled grimly. They weren't ready for that. They thought humans couldn't act strategically, only survive. But we can do both. Outside, the Xylar ships wavered. Their sensors flickered, trying to track the star Voyager, now moving unpredictably among the asteroids. Humans were using the terrain like a weapon, ducking, weaving, and striking at the weak points of the fleet. Ethan gave quiet orders. S. Pulse the other ship's engines, don't destroy them, just disable and confuse. Keep moving. Lily, keep broadcasting visuals of us. Show them we are thinking, not just fighting. Lily nodded. She sent out live streams of humans working as a team, engineers patching hulls, tactical officers planning strikes, crew members moving with calm purpose. The Xylar could see humans were alive, intelligent, and cooperative. The next pulse struck another ship. Sparks flew, engines groaned, and it spun helplessly into a small asteroid. The Xylar were clearly shaken. Myths had painted humans as hunters, but they had never imagined strategy, precision, and teamwork together. Connor maneuvered the Star Voyager into a tighter formation, using the asteroids as natural shields. Captain, I can force them into a trap. Just give me the order. Ethan nodded. Do it. Make it clean and controlled. We are showing strength, not causing chaos. As the ship moved, Daniel guided pulses to specific ships. Each pulse disrupted engines just enough to slow them, force hesitation, and create openings. One by one, the Xylar fleet became disorganized. Maya cheered quietly. They didn't expect humans to act like this. They probably thought we'd panic or run, but here we are, calm, precise, effective. Ethan's eyes were on the main screen. Keep your heads. The fight isn't over, but we are showing the truth. Humans are real. Humans survive, humans adapt. Then something unexpected happened. A larger Xylar ship approached from behind the main station, a massive vessel designed to crush small ships like the Star Voyager. Its engines glowed ominously. Connor's voice was tense. "Captain, that ship, it's enormous. If it fires, we won't survive." Ethan nodded slowly. "Then we show them something they haven't seen in the myths. Daniel, can we use the asteroid belt to our advantage?" Daniel's fingers flew over the console. "Yes. If we draw it into the densest part of the field, it will struggle to maneuver. We can disable it with focused pulses while it's trapped." Ethan smiled faintly. "Good. That's our chance. Let's show them humans can think faster than myths." Connor adjusted the ship's path. "I'm leading it into the trap. I follow my moves precisely, or we'll lose everything." The Star Voyager darted between massive asteroids, luring the huge Xylar ship into the same tight passage. Its size made it clumsy, and pulses from Daniel's console began to hit weak points in the engines. Sparks flew from the alien ship. It shuddered, groaned, and drifted helplessly, unable to maneuver. Maya whispered, "They underestimated us. They thought myths were enough to scare us. They didn't think we could plan this far ahead." Lily broadcasted the visuals again. This time, the Xylar could clearly see humans acting as a team, showing strategy, courage, and intelligence. The myths of unstoppable hunters were no longer enough to explain the reality. Ethan looked at his crew. "They see us now. They know we are not stories. We are alive, intelligent, and united. Keep calm, keep moving. Show them we fight to survive, not to destroy." Outside, the Xylar hesitated. Ships that had been firing relentlessly now paused, confused and uncertain. Myths had been shattered. Humans were not just hunters. They were smart, fast, adaptable, and dangerous in ways the Xylar had not imagined. Connor's hands moved swiftly. "Captain, the rest of the fleet is wavering. If we push carefully, we can force them to retreat without total destruction." Ethan nodded. "Do it. But make it clear, we are not here to exterminate. We are here to survive and show strength. Let them understand humans before they attack again." Daniel fired a few more calculated pulses, targeting engines and navigation systems without destroying ships. One by one, the Xylar vessels lost coordination. The Star Voyager moved like a phantom, dodging, striking, and disappearing behind asteroids. Maya worked tirelessly to keep the ship in top condition. Shields stable, hull stable. "We can do this, Captain. They can't match our coordination in this terrain." Lily broadcasted live images of the humans celebrating small victories, repairing systems under fire, coordinating movements flawlessly, and communicating without panic. The Xylar watched in disbelief. Ethan's voice was calm but firm. "This is what humans do. We survive by thinking, by acting together, by adapting. Let them remember this moment." Connor guided the ship out of the asteroid field and into open space, but the Xylar fleet was no longer aggressive. Their hesitation turned into cautious retreat. They had seen humans in action, seen that the myths only told part of the story. Daniel reported, "Captain, the fleet is pulling back. They are shocked but alive. They've seen humans as we really are." Ethan allowed himself a small smile. "Good. But don't celebrate yet. This is just the beginning. They now know we are real, and that knowledge can be dangerous." Maya exhaled. "We did it. against all odds. They thought myths were enough to scare us. They were wrong. Lily looked at the communications panel. Captain, they are sending a message. I think they want to talk. They're calling us real, strategic, and worthy of recognition. Ethan nodded slowly. Then we'd give them a chance. Humans survive by showing courage and intelligence. Now we show them compassion too. Prepare a diplomatic response. Make it clear we want peace, but we are not to be underestimated. Connor leaned back, exhausted but proud. I never thought humans could be myths and real at the same time. Now they know, and it's terrifying for them. Outside, the Star Voyager drifted, battered but alive. The Xylar fleet retreated to the station. Their perception of humans forever changed. Myths were shattered. Stories of unstoppable hunters now had real faces, real minds, and real courage. Inside, the crew worked quietly. Systems were repaired, energy redistributed, and preparations made for future communication. Humans had survived a deadly attack, turned the battle around, and shown a galaxy that dismissed them as legends that humans were very real. Ethan looked at the stars beyond the bridge. They now know humans are not myths. They know we can survive, think, and adapt. That is power, and that is who we are. We will continue, and we will make peace, but only on our terms, and only with respect for what humans can do. Their spirits were tired but strong. Humans were alive, and the Xylar had learned a lesson no myths could ever teach. Humans were real, dangerous, and united. And somewhere deep in the galaxy, a species that once laughed at the idea of humans now began to rethink everything they believed. The Star Voyager moved forward, a small ship carrying a crew of humans who had turned myths into reality and fear into respect. And the galaxy would never see humans the same way again. The Star Voyager floated in the quiet of space. The Xylar fleet had retreated to the main station, their ships battered and engines struggling from the pulses of the human counterattack. The tension in the galaxy had not vanished, but a new reality had taken hold. Humans were no longer myths. Captain Ethan Miller stood on the bridge, hands clasped behind his back. His eyes were steady on the view screen where the Xylar station loomed large. The alien ships that had once fired on them without warning now remained still, cautious, watching. Daniel Grant, the tactical officer, leaned over the console. Captain, they're scanning us again. But this time, it's different. They're not aggressive. I think they're trying to understand what we are. Ethan nodded slowly. Good. That's what we want. Let them learn the truth before anything else happens. Lily, prepare a diplomatic message. Make it clear. Humans are peaceful but strong and worthy of respect. Her voice was calm, precise. Message ready, Captain. I included live images from our counterattack, but also showing repairs, teamwork, and survival. It is persuasive. Maya Thompson looked over the bridge rail. Captain, they might listen now. They've seen us act, not just survive, but plan, think, and adapt. That's something no myth could explain. Connor Brooks leaned forward, eyes on the Xylar fleet. We showed them humans are real. Now we have to show them we can be trusted. Otherwise, they might strike again. Ethan nodded. Exactly. Send the message, Lily. Carefully, clearly, and without threat, the transmission left the Star Voyager streaming across space toward the Xylar station. Images of humans coordinating under fire, repairing systems, helping one another, and showing calm intelligence filled the alien screens. For a long moment, nothing happened. The humans held their breath, watching the station for any sign of response. Then, slowly, one of the Xylar's ships powered down its weapons. Another followed, and another. Daniel exhaled, relief in his voice. They're listening. They're actually listening. Ethan allowed himself a small smile. Good. That's the first step. Keep shields active, but stay calm. Let them come to understand us fully. Minutes passed, then a signal arrived, clear this time, without distortion. Lily decoded it quickly. Captain, they want to communicate directly. They are asking for a meeting, a diplomatic exchange. They want to see humans face to face, or at least in person, on a neutral deck. Connor's eyes widened. That's incredible. After firing on us, they actually want to talk. They must respect what we did, or they fear what we could do. Ethan's face was calm, but his mind was alert. Both, probably. Prepare the crew. We go slowly, carefully, and show we are still peaceful. Maya, keep engines and shields ready. Daniel, tactical systems on standby. Lily, prep communications for face-to-face exchange. The Star Voyager moved closer to the Xylar station, the damaged ships of the alien fleet holding their positions. Humans remained cautious, but for the first time they felt a sense of hope. When the docking protocols were complete, Ethan, Lily, Connor, Maya, and Daniel prepared to step aboard a neutral platform. They wore light suits, carrying no weapons except what was necessary for survival. The Xylar waited on the other side, their tall forms alien but controlled, watching every move. The leader of the Xylar delegation approached, tall and silver-scaled, with eyes that reflected intelligence and caution. He spoke in a formal tone, translated instantly into human language. "You are real," he said. "We doubted your existence. We believed only stories. And yet, you have survived, adapted, and shown strength without reckless violence. You are remarkable." Ethan stepped forward, voice steady. "We are humans. We came in peace. We sought understanding, not conflict. But we will survive if attacked. That is who we are. We do not lie, we do not exaggerate, and we do not retreat when tested. That is our truth." The Xylar leader tilted his head, considering. "We have never seen a species act like this." Myths said humans were unstoppable hunters. Myths did not explain strategy, teamwork, intelligence. Myths were incomplete. Lily spoke carefully. "Myths often exaggerate fear, but we are real. We make mistakes, we adapt, we work together. That is what makes us strong. We seek peace, but we respect life. That is our way." The Xylar leader studied her, eyes narrowing slightly. "You are different. Not just stories. You are worthy of respect. But your presence here was dangerous. My people could have destroyed you without question. That you survived teaches us a lesson." Connor added, quietly but firmly, "We did not come to fight. But if myths caused fear, we can show truth. Humans are not legends. We are reality. That is what matters now." Maya stepped forward, her voice calm. "You saw our ship survive. You saw us work together. You saw we can endure. That is our message. Strength and peace are not opposed. They coexist." The Xylar leader nodded slowly. "Your words are convincing, and your actions prove them. Perhaps this is the beginning of understanding." For hours, the humans and Xylar talked, Ethan led the discussion, explaining humans' values, culture, and desire for peaceful coexistence. The Xylar listened, occasionally questioning, sometimes skeptical, but gradually understanding. Daniel demonstrated defensive maneuvers, showing how humans could survive attacks without unnecessary destruction. Lily explained communications protocols, translating alien symbols into patterns the Xylar could comprehend. Maya repaired minor systems as demonstration, showing human ingenuity under pressure. Connor navigated through star charts, showing humans' knowledge of space, strategy, and tactics. The Xylar were impressed. Myths had painted humans as dangerous hunters, creatures of legend to be feared. But now, they saw humans as clever, resilient, and capable of thought, adaptation, and morality. Myths did not prepare them for this reality. Finally, the Xylar leader spoke again. Humans, we misjudged your species. Myths were incomplete. We feared stories instead of truth. But now, we see your reality. You are strong, you are clever, and you are peaceful when given choice. That is a rare combination. We wish to recognize your people and establish dialogue for the future. Ethan nodded. We accept. Humans do not seek war, only understanding. We hope this will be the beginning of lasting peace between our species. The Xylar leader extended a hand, or what humans understood as a gesture of respect. Ethan took it. Around the platform, the human crew exchanged relieved glances. The long journey, the dangerous mission, the near-death experiences, it had all led to this moment. Outside, the Xylar fleet adjusted. Ships that once fired without question now positioned themselves respectfully, no longer aggressive. Humans had shown power, intelligence, and cooperation without unnecessary violence. Captain, they're listening now. We've earned a place at the table. For the first time, humans are recognized. Maya exhaled. It's amazing. We went from myths to reality in one day, in one battle, and one conversation. Connor added, and we survived. That's what matters. They respect humans now because we proved it, not because they feared stories. Daniel nodded quietly. They will tell their people. Myths will change. Stories will be rewritten. And humans will be remembered. Ethan looked out into space, at the Xylar station, at the fleet, and at the stars beyond. This is only the beginning. Humans have survived, shown intelligence and courage, and gained respect. But the galaxy is vast. There are more myths, more fears, and more species who will doubt us. We will face them as we face this challenge, together, strong, and human. The crew gathered on the bridge, looking at each other with pride. Exhausted, battered, and weary, they were alive. They had survived impossible odds. They had faced a deadly fleet, turned the battle around, and won recognition. Outside, the Xylar ships began cautious communication with the Star Voyager. Dialogue had begun, trade discussions hinted, and the first real bridge between humans and the Xylar was forming. The galaxy would never see humans the same way again. Ethan turned to his crew. We did well. Remember this day. We proved that humans are more than stories. We are alive, capable, and worthy of respect. That is the first step toward lasting peace. Maya smiled. And maybe a little fear. They'll never forget humans now. Connor laughed softly. Good. Let them respect us, and let the myths finally catch up to reality. Lily added, we've survived myths, attacks, and fear. Now we can show the galaxy who humans really are, strong, clever, and united. Daniel nodded. And that is enough for today. Tomorrow, we continue. But today, we celebrate survival, ingenuity, and humanity. The Star Voyager lifted off from the neutral platform, moving gracefully through space. The Xylar fleet watched respectfully, no longer hostile. Communication lines were open, treaties in early discussion, and mutual respect growing with each passing moment. Ethan looked out into the black expanse of stars. Humans are real, humans are strong, and humans are ready for whatever the galaxy believes or fears. We've turned myths into truth. And truth is powerful. The crew stood together on the bridge, tired but proud. They had faced death, misunderstanding, and legend. They had survived. They had shown humanity at its best. And the galaxy would never forget it.